Hi folks, my name is Robert and I own the channel Homestead Aquarius, and I am bringing to you the first annual Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo. Well, I do have some help. In this video, me and mostly silent Bob will be telling you all about it. Yep, so hang on. Some of you may ask, what is Shed Wars? Shed Wars is a global gardening collaboration and a competition to see who's got the best team of gardeners. We compete against each other. There's two teams. There's my team, Homestead Aquarius, and there's John's team, Will It Grow? And we concern ourselves with gardening in all kinds of ways all across the planet. And the message is to teach people how to grow their own food in any way possible. We have many different disciplines in Shed Wars, all the way from aquaponics to in-ground gardening. This is for food, and the winner is determined at the end of the season by who has the most weight in food. So it's about gardening, Shed Wars is. What's that got to do with fishing? Well, in Shed Wars, we also allow people to bring in food of all kinds, whether it comes from animals that they raise on their farms, or fish that they catch, or any little animals that they can catch and eat, whatever it is. It's about self-sufficiency and the many ways that people can learn how to obtain their own food. So, the Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo is an extension of Shed Wars, and it's part of what we call the Shed Wars universe. An ever-expanding place of things that surround Shed Wars, the competition. So what we're doing here is to have fun. It's another place in Shed Wars where we can have fun. Most people like to go fishing, or a lot of them do. If they're into gardening and homesteading, most likely they've been fishing, bringing in food no matter what. Now, what we're going to do is, this is open for all Shed Warriors, whether in the current game or the past that finished in good standing, and it's open for your subscribers and supporters as well. If you have some of your subscribers that would like to join us, we would love to have them. It's open for them. It is also open to anyone with fishing channels or outdoors channels. We would love to see that. And Bob would really love to see it because he likes fish, especially tuna. So if you're out there on the water, if you've got a channel where you're out there fishing, or you've got a gardening channel or whatever it is, if you just like to go fishing and have a YouTube channel, you can join us in the first annual Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo. It's about the broader community than just our Shed Warriors. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about the first fish that's caught in this tournament. That'll be the first prize that's given out. Now, since it's Shed Wars, and this is coming out of my brain here, this fishing rodeo, it's different than any other fishing tournaments and rodeos that's ever been. And I'll tell you how that is. There's several things. Number one, it's all waters across the face of the planet. If it's a creek or a canal like this, or if it's a pond, it really doesn't matter. Creeks, ponds, or the lake beyond. Doesn't matter if it's in the ocean. Also aquaponics. Now here's the thing too. It's all waters all across the planet, open to YouTubers. It's also multi-species. If it lives in the water, and you go out to catch it and you want to eat it, if people eat it, it counts in the weights. Okay, this is where it gets a little more involved. Any species that lives in the water, from alligator to albacore tuna, bluefin tuna, turtles, oysters, crabs, catfish, doesn't matter, yabbies in Australia, or crawfish here in the United States, no matter what you catch in the water, it counts with this. The weight matters because it's about self-sufficiency. And for fish, it's the dressed out weight that matters. When we're talking about weight and how much weight we put on, it's the dressed out fish. No heads or guts are going to be weighed for that. And you'll need to have accurate scales. Now, shellfish of any kind, we're just going to let that be a whole weight. You know, we're not going to ask you to catch a bunch of blue crabs or king crabs or anything and remove all the shells for it, or shuck all of your oysters, whatever it is. Shellfish is the whole weight. Now, here's the thing. It's not just for food fish, okay? There's a lot of people out there that like to go trophy fishing. They do some catch and release. Now, we have a place for that too. If you catch a record bluefin, a blue marlin, and you want to record that, you want to enter that in the competition, you certainly may. Because every species out there will have a slot in this competition. Trophies count as well. I'll get to all of that. When it comes to your trophy fish, what you're going to want to do is to video the catching, you know, like you normally would and everything. Make your video, record its accurate weight and all measurements used to judge in those competitions. I hope somebody finds a world record out there and catches it for all kinds of species. Now, a bluefin tuna or a swordfish or a shark, these are all easy to get your head around, but what about the biggest shrimp or the biggest oyster or biggest blue crab or biggest crawfish? That'll count too. All you have to do is weigh it up, record the measurements, weigh them all the same way. And we'd like to see that in pounds and ounces. If it's a shrimp, get your biggest shrimp in there and record it. You may have the biggest shrimp. It's about fun and all the different things that people can do to bring in some food. Like I said, or trophy fish. And I'm going to get to something else too. I want to emphasize once again that this is not Shed Wars. It's not the competition. This is a tournament that runs along beside that competition. It's a completely separate thing with different rules. It is not Shed Wars. Mostly Silent Bob has been happy and content to let me talk about this myself. But he's reminded me that I need to tell you how to enter. With the Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo, what you need to do is send an email expressing your interest in joining to shedwarsfishingrodeo@gmail.com. And that's the first step. Now, you can also go ahead and skip to the next step if you would like to do this. In order to join, you have to be assigned or volunteer, however it works out, to a channel, to one of our Shed Warriors. One of the many channels that is in Shed Wars, you will be paired with them. Now, maybe they garden and they don't fish, but you are a fan of theirs. And here's what's going to happen. You will be helping your favorite shed warrior to gain more weight in this competition. Now that is something that's never happened before. Fishermen helping the gardeners in a global collaboration. Now, if you don't have a favorite shed warrior, we will find you one. And that way we help spread out our community and our efforts. It's something that all across this planet we do so many things. We live so many places, but we all have one thing in common, and that's food. So this is going to help bring many people together, no matter what kind of channel you've got. Send us in an entry, and if you've got a favorite shed warrior, let me know that in that email. Now, let's say that you don't have a channel. You can even enter the competition that way, but you have to be sponsored by a YouTuber that does have a channel, that they can video your catches and record everything as it needs to be done. That's important. They will have to be responsible for your success in this challenge. Now, the competition starts today, and it runs through October 11th. And that's Central Standard Time, United States, date and time. You decide to wake up and help me? Okay. Now, what if you're on a beach by the ocean? What if you're like John over there at Willett Grove, an accomplished oyster fisherman and an accomplished fisherman that fishes salt water? Are you going to be going up against someone in a freshwater creek or a canal or a pond? No, you won't. There's two divisions in the Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo. There's freshwater and there's saltwater. Now let's get on to some more of the meat of these things, shall we? We've got several prizes, several ways to win. Now, the first, a lot of you people, if you've gone fishing for any length of time, you got bragging rights for the first, the biggest, the most. Well, we're going to have that in this too. And since we've got two divisions, we're going to have that with these two divisions. But there's one of them that there's only one of, and that's the first fish. It's the first fish from either freshwater or saltwater that is recorded correctly. I'll tell you how to do that. Now, for the first fish, whoever catches the first fish, that fish, no matter whether it's a tiny little bluegill or 1,000-pound marlin, will weigh 100 pounds. And that weight will go to the shed warrior of your choice, the one that that has sponsored you, the one you're attached to. It'll be 100 pounds instantly added to the weight, and that weight will help them in the gardening competition. Now, what about the biggest? Well, there's two different things with that. One of them is the biggest fish overall, no matter whether it's freshwater or saltwater. The biggest fish caught, if it is that 1,000-pound marlin or 800-pound grouper, that will be worth 100 pounds. 100 pounds will go to the shed warrior that you're assigned to. Now, what about the other fish? Other fish, okay? Bluegill count. What if we got a bunch of people out there catching bluegill? Well, each individual species slot will be worth 2 pounds, okay, to the shed warrior that you are paired with. If it's a bluegill that weighs, half a pound, it's going to count for 2 pounds. If it's the biggest shrimp, it's going to weigh 2 pounds. And that will go to the shed warrior that you're paired up with. Now, the weights count in the fishing tournament by themselves. But these things are ways that it helps the shed warriors, okay? It won't be taken off of your weight. Nothing like that will happen. It counts in both places. Now let's see, the most weight for freshwater or saltwater will be each worth 100 pounds. If you're an excellent freshwater fisherman and you've caught 100 pounds and you catch the most of anybody in the freshwater division, then you will win the most weight caught. Now that's the dressed out weight. And the person that you are attached to, the shed warrior that you're attached to, will get 100 pounds. Same thing with saltwater. Got freshwater and saltwater. What I'm saying applies to both of them except for the first fish. I know this video is getting long, but this has never been done before. Tying a fishing rodeo and a gardening collaboration together. So I do apologize for that, but it has to be done. Now, as far as the trophy species, catch and release, any catch and release fish cannot be counted for overall weight in either saltwater or fresh. That kind of weight doesn't count. It has to be fish that you've dressed out, you know, for it to count for most weight. Now, their weight does count in the species slot part of the competition. We make that very clear. Let's see here. Let me just take a break here and look at my notes again. Okay, talking about the slots for each species. Every species, the biggest, whoever wins the biggest of each species, freshwater and salt, will be recognized. You will be recorded as having the top bluegill, the top bluefin, whatever it is. That will be recorded. Now, as far as prizes goes, we're not made of money here. This is Average Joe's Fishing Tournament. We have sponsors coming on more and more every day and every week, that kind of thing. We will be looking for sponsors, and I'm going to make a separate video about that. Right now, we have John at Will It Grow. He is offering up a Hoss Tools package worth $100. I am offering up a gift certificate to the sporting goods store of your choice. If it can be ordered online, $100 gift certificate for that. Sporting goods channel store, the sporting goods store of your choice. Bob is not helping me very well. Now, we do have some other sponsors and other prizes. We have the Vineyard Chicks. They have offered to kick in and help us out with some t-shirts. I'm not sure what kind. And maybe they're going to do some other things, or their parents' company. And I'll make another video describing all that. We also have Crazy Ed's Homestead, who has offered to make a handcrafted wooden seed box. I will be making some other little things, and we're going to be, and John has told me that he's got some more sponsors coming on as well. Now, let's get down to a little more nitty-gritty here. We do have some certain things that you must do in order to be a part of this. Number one, you must be a subscriber to me and John at Will It Grow. You must be a subscriber to Homestead Aquarius and Will It Grow. We will be putting out the official information that you need to know. You will also need to be a subscriber and hopefully a supporter of the channel that you are paired with. You'll be out there with somebody. You need to be at least subscribed to those 3 channels. Now, what else have we got here? I told you about the sponsors. I'm going to make a separate video for that. Okay, hashtags. We're going to need you to use one of 2 hashtags for this. When you are assigned to a team, or on a team, and we've got you paired up with your Shed Warriors, you're going to use either hashtag Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo 21 Homestead Aquarius or hashtag Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo 21 Will It Grow. Now, that's and you will also need to use a second hashtag, which is hashtag Shed Wars. The simple hashtag Shed Wars allows us to keep everything that we're doing in the Shed Wars universe together under one thing. Look at there, something is, oh, that's a boat wave going by, surely. Sure, that's looks like something swimming out there. I'm fixing to get eaten by something. I don't know what that is. All right. The title of your videos need to read Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo 21, all caps preferred, and no spaces in there. I would like to keep this fishing rodeo as simple as possible, and the rules as simple as possible. Simple as fishing itself and fun. This is a great opportunity for you to get out there and just have fun. Doesn't matter where you are on the planet, you can take a kid fishing and have fun doing it. This is going to be a wonderful thing, I'd like to think. This is our first year, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody join. Now, I want to stress again, this is not Shed Wars, okay? The only way that you will be entered into this fishing rodeo is by your entry email. Comments on any videos do not count. Only your official email expressing your interest to join us to Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo at gmail.com. Like I said, got another video for sponsors. That's going to be coming out soon. And I am going to make a video right after this one to discuss with you and tell you how the first fish is going to go. Whoever catches the first fish. Now, here's something also. With this being a complicated process behind the scenes, so doing something that no one's ever done before, at least to my knowledge, the rules that I have set up here, I've boiled them down to be as simple as possible so that people are having fun. But you're going to have to follow these simple rules in order to, to make it happen and for your videos and your catches to count. I keep it simple. If there is a need to change any rules, I reserve the right to do that. And here's what we're going to do. This video is reflecting the rule set of 1.0, just like a video game. If we have to change the rules for this, that will be given a new designation of 1.1. And you'll be notified with an official video, but all participants will also be notified through email of any changes. So everyone will be on the same page at the same time. It's another reason why the email is so important. So you will have an email telling you of any rule changes that are to be made. So don't worry about that. I think that Bob and I are done with this video. I want to say thank you very much for listening to this long-winded old man on this beautiful day out here on a local lake. And I hope you'll join us. This is going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of things that are going on in our lives that can make life not so much fun. But fishing and getting outside is one of those things that gives us back our energy. So let's do something fun on YouTube. And let's have a fishing rodeo. And Y'all be good. I'll see you on the next video where I tell you just everything that you need to know about whoever catches that first fish. And there's a secret code that you've got to have in order for it to qualify. Y'all be good. I wanted to also make mention once again about the sponsors. If you would like to reach out to us, send us an email, Shed Wars Fishing Rodeo at gmail.com, if you would like to join us in that. And we will make sure that you are front and center of what we do. This is not going to be something where if you're sponsoring something, nobody's ever heard of you. They will know. So anyone that wants to do that, now you could be a commercial business, you could be a YouTuber with a side business. Doesn't matter. Whatever you're going to do, we're going to help you back.